Jon is a very complex individual. He beats to a different drum. He always does. He does what he wants to do.
Always have.
And so when he told us that even going to Iowa Central to wrestle was far-fetched. It was a far way to drive. We said, man, why would you want to go all the way to Iowa Central? And then here he comes back later on after Iowa, coming back on the East Coast to Morrisville. Then he goes, he's going to do mixed martial arts fighting. And we said, you going to do what?
When I told my parents I wanted to get involved with mixed martial arts, they thought that it wasn't going to be for me. They thought that I was, too laid back, too much of a nice guy. They're like, you don't really have the killer instinct to be a fighter. I was believing in it at first, and then, I started training and started winning fights. And, I kind of realized that you don't really need to be a tough guy. You don't really need to be macho to be a good mixed martial artist. It's more about the art. As far as me not going the football route, I was just so skinny in high school. I never even started on the football field until my senior year.
Football wasn't his thing, he tried out football. He played a little bit. We called him, that's how he got named Bones, his little skinny legs. He's got the big shoulder pads on, and he looked down and got little calves. And
I played defensive tackle, and I was 6'4" and weighed 170. So just imagine the skinniest wide receiver you've ever seen on the defensive line. So there's no coaches, no college coaches looking to invest in such a skinny defensive lineman. So I found my niche with wrestling, and wrestling transitioned into mixed martial arts.
That what we sent you to college for? Mixed martial arts fighting? So
he said he hung out with the bouncers at a club in Iowa, and they let the fighters in, and they got discounts because they helped control the piece.
Yeah, he was on the wrestling team at school.
Yeah, so
he was on the wrestling team, and the wrestlers would come and meet at this bar that they had a cage in, and he wanted to try it.
Most light heavyweights are, short, stocky, or just really muscular, and I'm really thin, and I've decided to just embrace being really skinny. Even in high school, I would always wear short shorts. It was just my style, and my chicken legs would always be out, and everyone would always have a comment about how skinny my legs were, and my high school coach started calling me Bony Jones, and I just kind of stuck with it in MMA as like a tribute to where I'm from and how I'm built.
As a freshman, he wrestled seniors in college. So, can you imagine a ninth grader doing freestyle wrestling as a freshman, wrestling seniors in college? That's when I knew that he's got something.
Jon's unpredictable. He's long, and I think he can hurt him standing up. And when they get close, with Mitch Luttrell's help, Jon's going to toss him.
He comes from a wrestling background. He has extremely powerful hips. He likes to throw people soufflés. He likes to do body locks and get some high throws.
The toss is it's always been the throws have always been like a go-to move for me because of my leverage that I have on most people. I'm like really long, really tall, and a lot of shorter, more muscular guys always get in on my body, and that's where they seem to have the biggest advantage. But over years, I've kind of come up with a defense, and the defense has become a really good offense. So it's something that's definitely a strength of mine, and it actually works a lot better in the MMA than it does in wrestling. So now I actually embrace it, and I'm aware of it, and I actually sharpen it up and make it one of my main tools.
The problem we've had in practice is he's hurting some people. He throws you. If you don't land right, you're going to get hurt. It's a lot of weight and momentum coming down. So.
You all right, Lionel?
Doing King of the Hill, going with Bones, Jon Bones. Got wrapped around him. Was gonna try to dump him, trip him and dump him to his back. But he stepped through. He was really creative. Stepped through and hip toss when I landed up. One fair dive.
What'd you do to your shoulder?
Yeah, into my shoulder. Thought it went out.
First time I actually saw him pick somebody up, we had this guy named Brian Johnson picked him up over his head and slammed him like 300 pounds. I've never seen anything like it in my life. But he picked him up like he was like a baby. So I was kind of freaked out, man.
Like in wrestling, you call it a 4-point throw. Their feet come up and they hit a certain height, and their feet come up over their shoulders, and it's like a big knockout.
My style just kind of comes from my story. You know, I started off at a really small school and I didn't have any formal striking coaches. You know, basically I had to put it into my own hands to get good at the sport. Turned to today's technology by, you know, looking up videos and footage on YouTube and, you know, going to Barnes & Nobles and finding Taekwondo books and karate books and just really reading it and trying to take it serious and incorporate it.
Well, Jon's 22 and he's got a lot of ability. He has a lot of skills that he does of his own. Just like watch a video, try this, try that, try whatever.
Yeah, my style is a little random and, you know, no one can actually say that I'm a wrestler or a jiu-jitsu player or a Muay Thai kickboxer or Taekwondo kickboxer. I believe in Jin Kune Do, which means, you know, everything is, you know, make everything a part of who you are. Like, be like water, as Bruce Lee would say.
Highly intelligent, willing to learn. One of those guys that doesn't have the ego, thinks he knows everything. Hopefully he doesn't get that way, because, you know, stars can get that way. But
he's amazing. He's just got an incredible amount of talent. Just keeping him flowing. See, now he's fighting like he should fight, flowing, different looks, not staying with one orthodox.
Nice. You didn't go straight
Good
back,
job.
John. That was it. Perfect. You did not go straight back. Now you're thinking. Keep a lot more jabs, overhands. Double up on it.
And what are the holes you guys have had to plug before this fight coming up with him?
Well, it's just in the process of plugging holes. We gotta get it. You know, his defense a little better. Now he's circling around instead of going straight back and stuff like that. So it's just little stuff.
Keeping the momentum.
It's hard though for me, Mr. Winklejohn, because he's so cool. We don't want to take away what makes him great, but we're trying to plug holes at the same time. So it's a real challenge.
Because he's a real unorthodox fighter, right?
And when you work with somebody like that, you can't tell him to do the ordinary things that we tell everybody else to do. Like right now, we're not yet. His chin is way up there, but we're not yelling at his chin to come down because he does real well on that lean and he reads things really well. So it's one of those things that it's hard to. You have to train him unorthodox. That's a real challenge for a coaching staff.
Being a rising athlete in the sport of mixed martial arts can definitely be hectic. It could be a lot to handle. You know, there's a lot of pressure with having so many options at a young age. I guess the biggest thing that's keeping me centered is the fact that I have a family. You know, I have a girlfriend at home. I've been with her 5 years. I have 2 daughters with her. So even though I'm 22 and could be living a rock star lifestyle, having that family kind of keeps me centered and keeps me focused on why I'm here and what I need to be doing.
He's got a few things that he's doing in the gym right now that I think he's going to hit these guys with, and they're going to outlaw it in the UFC. So there's some big things coming, that some different types of strikes and things that he can do that I can't let up now because everybody wants to start doing it, but they'll take it out. I mean, he's that guy.